Grew up in Saskatchewan, small town, Shaunavon, and it was tough as a little girl playing hockey in rural redneck Saskatchewan when I was playing. But so my mom and dad, they're here tonight, but they would always have to sort of fight for the girl in the area to go to the hockey school or get the next opportunity. And so I remember there was a hockey school in Swift Current that said no girls allowed. So we went on to Regina for the Regina Valley Hockey School, and my mom's from Lumsden. We lived on a farm out there, but it was a 30-minute drive to the rink. And so the first thing was, could the girl come to the hockey school? And so there was these two guys at the time that ran the hockey school, Hugh Huck and a guy named Lauren Davis. And right away they said, yeah, sure, she can come to the hockey school. And so they let me in, which was a win. I think I was 9 years old. And then the second question was, can she stay overnight? It's a boarding hockey school. My younger brother Ross was in the hockey school, and they kind of hummed and hawed, well, we don't know what to do with her. There's just, the dorms are for all the boys. But we have an usher's closet. So if she'll sleep in the usher's closet, she can stay in the Regina Agrodome. So I did. So for a week, I slept in the usher's closet. My brother felt sorry for me, so he joined me. But it was the greatest week of my life. And when I look back, I think the first big influence outside of my mom and dad in my hockey career was Lauren Davis. Because I'll never forget, I was 9 years old. They ended up doing a little story in the Regina local TV station. And he said, you know, she might be the first pro that ever plays. And I went to that hockey school 2 years in a row, and every time I went there, he always made sure he came up to me with a smile, a pat on the back, and always had something nice to say. So to Daryl and the Davis family, I just want to let you guys know that was a big impact on my life. And through my career, really, when I look around the room, I see so many people that have impacted my career. But another guy I want to just give a shout out to is Garth. When I was about 16, 17 years old in Calgary, I played against the teams he coached in AAA midget. And then eventually I started skating with the pro players, and Garth was one of those other guys that said, well, you can play, so you can come to my conditioning camps in the summer. And I feared him. It was the fear of God every time I'd step on the ice, and Garth would be like, on the line, and everybody would have to bag skate, and all the guys would be saying choice words to Garth. But you know, when I got to know him now, years later, working with him in the Leafs, I realized he's just a big softie. But all these tough guys through hockey that really have stepped up to help me get to that next step and that next step. And you just, as Kenny said, you just never know when that door is open. And there's quite a few people in this room that I want to say a thank you to, and that's why I'm here tonight.
In all the success you've had, where would going to Europe and playing pro in a men's league rate with everything that you've had, all the success you've had?
I think it was the best hockey experience probably of my career. Just having the opportunity to push myself at another level every day. And you know, I knew that every day, whether it was a practice or a game, I had to be at my absolute best, because whether it was, you know, just playing hit hockey and one hit could end your career, or whether it was somebody in the rink that, you know, you were always thinking you had to prove something, really. But it pushed me to another level, and I still am really good friends with a lot of the guys I played with in Finland. Again, it's funny how life works out, but tomorrow I'm actually flying to Stockholm because my son Noah is spending 2 years doing his master's degree in Stockholm, an art history degree. And the reason that he chose to go back to Stockholm is because we lived there in 2008. He was in grade 4. He learned to speak Swedish. And he said to me when he was in grade 4, you know, Mom, someday I'm going to come back and I'm going to live in Sweden. And so tomorrow's the day. So it's a great experience.